Today on the Tim Marner podcast show, I've got my mate Ryan Standish. Ryan Standish, my mate. Don't know what we're going to be talking about, but let's start off with boxing. Let's start about Love Fitness Studios, you doing the boxing. Yeah?
So even when I asked you the question about what we're going to talk about,
yeah,
you knew really, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I just went to Love on Your Top and then I was just like, let's start talking about that.
It's my new hoodie, this.
It looks sick, mate. The embroidering's mint on it. I've done your class. You were just born to do that. Yes or no?
I think so, yeah.
What is it? Not done anything like before, fitness class wise.
Not really, no. I've done combat sports for years and years and years.
Yeah.
The odd little bit helping out here and there, get the lads warm, that kind of thing from some of the other gyms I've trained in.
Yeah.
But never actually been responsible for a group of people in a session like that, ever.
How did it feel? When did you do your first one?
Must be about 8. No, it's more than that. About 12 weeks ago now.
Right.
Yeah. Literally about 12 weeks ago.
Were you shitting yourself when you first went? Like when Nick? How did that come about? How did Nick ask you?
Well, I asked him.
Did you?
So he put something out on Instagram.
Yeah.
Basically saying, I'm looking for some more coaches at the studio for spinning boxing. If anybody's interested, give me a shout. So I just dropped him a message. I went, I'd have a bit of that.
Why did you want a bit of that? What were it? Have you thought about it before?
No. I just felt compelled to drop him a little message. So I dropped him a message.
Isn't it weird that? Yeah. Why? Why did you?
Serendipitous happenstance. Just popped up. I was like, yeah, fuck it.
What's that mean?
Just fluky coincidence that he caught me at a time when I thought, I'd have a bit of that.
What does it say? What's it called?
Serendipitous happenstance.
I've never heard that before in my life.
I've stolen that.
Right.
So yeah, he put something on Instagram. So I just dropped him a message. I went, I'll have a bit of that. This was on like maybe a Friday or a Saturday or something. He's like, right, get your ass down on Wednesday, 6:15. So I went down. First class I did, he did the class and I was just in it, holding pads and doing whatever to get a bit of a feel for it. I did a couple of them. Then I did one with him in it as a bit of a support, and then he was like, yeah, just fucking get on with it. But yeah, what a place that is.
Yeah.
What a place that is. Mega, innit? Well, you've been, haven't you?
Yeah, it's mega, mate. I just like, you know, all the God, what is it, years we've known each other now? Like, I would never have put you doing that. But when you did it, I was like, you fucking better be doing this. Why are you not doing this? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
You know, obviously, you know what I mean, you love the meditation, you bring that bit into it as well at the end. Yeah. Like I was sat, you know, after your session, mate, because I did the pad work with you first, like I was fucking in the deep end right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Got through it, earned it, and then, you know, you did your... Who was it who was talking in the meditation?
It was a Bergs.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
right.
It was a Bergs one.
Yeah, and then I was just like,
yeah.
and I was just like, wow. I've just like been through the emotions there.
I quite like that. It's almost like the peaks and troughs of energy from getting there and maybe being a bit nervous about what you're going to be doing. Then you have a bit of time talking to the other people in the class, which brings that down a little bit.
Yeah.
Then we get warm, we get working, everybody's heart rate fires up, we have a top session, and then just kind of bring it back down and thank yourself for turning up. I just love it. Love it.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you've been doing it years, mate, honestly.
Do you know what? A couple of people have said that to me. And a couple of people have said, like, so where else do you teach?
Yeah.
I'm like, don't teach anywhere else. Well, what, are you a PT or something then? No, I'm not a PT, no.
It's just because the way you are. It's just because the way you are as well. It's like, obviously, I can see you just naturally, you know, you just go around and talking to people and inspiring people and stuff like that. You're just thinking, fucking hell, mate. You're just like, you found your calling here.
There's a bit of selfishness in it for me as well. Like me doing that class. So one of my classes on a Wednesday night, it couldn't be at a better time for me. With everything else that I do away from love, work-wise, that's like a little midweek recalibration for me. So like being completely selfish, it lights me up when I go in. Do you know what I mean?
What lights you up when you're doing it? What is it?
It's honestly, it's the whole process of me. So I have a little ritual where I sit with my piece of paper. I draw the bags in the studio on a piece of paper. Literally, I've got a load of them in the car. I've got every single one of them.
I know the way you work. I can fucking believe it.
So I draw all the bags, and then I think, right, what exercise can we put in between each one, and then we'll get a combo together, and I'll try and shape the session so that it just attacks everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Fucking felt it, mate.
And I try and do it in a way that it works either down or up your body. Do you know what I mean? So it'll never be bag legs, bag legs, bag legs. It'll be bag shoulders, bag arms, bag core, bag lats, bag legs. So it's moving up and down your body as you're working through the circuit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I even enjoy doing that bit. Like I sit there and then I'll think, who's likely to be in the class tonight? So when I'm planning a Saturday morning one, for example, if I'm covering, I think
this is you. This
I think there's a chance,
a proper strategy.
There's a chance Tim Marner's going to be here. So what I'm going to make sure I do is I get him on the pads first and get him into a dark place and then push him round the circuit. Or certain people that come to my classes regularly, I'll think, such a body will love that. Get that one in. You know what I mean? It's mad. So I even enjoy doing that bit. Then obviously you get there and we're blasting the music and everyone's just getting stuck in. It's brilliant. And I leave. It's a bit of a workout for me where you see me on the pads with everybody and that. Aren't you? So
you give it everything, don't you? Your heart and your soul into it, like.
But I think everybody in the class deserves that. And it's not just about you've paid your money, so I'm going to make sure you enjoy your class. I want them to leave thinking, fucking hell, that was mint. I feel mint.
How do you do that? How do you do more of this now then?
I don't know. Just trying to do as much as I can in there and balance that off with my normal job, if you will. Yeah. Been working with Nick a little bit on kind of some of the sales and operation side of the business as well to try and get that motor in, because we want to. It's one of them, like, it's not just a focus of let's see how many members we can get. Like if you talk to Nick or talk to any of the other coaches or anything in there, it's how many more people can we help? Yeah. How many more people can we support, achieve, whatever goals they might be working on. It's never about let's see how many members we can get. It's about how many people can we reach. Which
means then you get more members from having that attitude. Yeah. I'm buzzing you doing that with him, mate.
Yeah.
But you didn't think the universe is just like kind of...
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Doing its thing at the minute, were you?
Yeah. Well, we've talked about this before, haven't we? How, I met Nick through you. Yeah. I met Love through you. I did work for Love through you and through a couple of other people we both know. Yeah. And it just comes back around, doesn't it? Yeah. But yeah, it's brilliant.
He's an amazing guy, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Really good person to be around. Really
but he needs somebody like you in his life to help his vision come to life.
I think
he'll admit that as well.
Oh, he said it. He said it to me himself. Nick's vocal about who and how he shares his energy, or who with and how he shares his energy. And he's got to be really careful. And we had this conversation not that long ago about kind of your circle of friends and how it's not always about time served. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, I've been friends with this guy for 5 years and I've been friends with this guy for 5 months. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's what value you bring to each other and to the friendship, I think, and that's where he has to be really careful.
Yeah. How do you feel about that when it comes to family, having people around you that have got... Obviously, it's a bit harder with your family. It's something I've been thinking about recently, about having, blood in your thing, but actually quite toxic for you and quite
Well, you can't choose your family, can you? Other than your partner, you can't choose your family. So I think sometimes you have to be a bit selfish and think, well, that's not a healthy relationship, or that's not healthy behaviour that I want in my life. Do you know what I mean? I've got it with a couple of people in my family. They're just, they're there, but they're at arm's length because that negatively impacts how I feel and operate in the world. So I have to keep it at arm's length. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think everybody's got to be really careful with stuff like that because it's really easy to get sucked in, pulled down, stressed out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're affected by your environment massive, aren't you? And the frequency that other people have got. I went in the sauna this morning and I had to walk out after 5 minutes. I could just feel it on the guys that were in there. Look, they've got the stuff going on and stuff, but I was just like, oh my God, I need to get out of here. Yeah. I can just feel it on them.
Well, I think I was talking to a guy not that long ago, and we were having a conversation about how everybody's really quick to offload on you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about let me tell you what's going on today. Yeah. Let me tell you about this thing I'm going to. Blah, 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 blah. And before you've even had a chance to reciprocate or have a conversation that helps you do the same, it's like, anyway, great chat, see you later. Fucking cheers, mate. You know what I mean? We were having this conversation and he said to me, he said, you've got to be careful because audacity is at an all-time high.
What does that mean?
So you know what audacity means?
Yeah. But...
So everybody has just got the cheek to take.
Right.
Take all the time. And it's everywhere, mate. Because like I say, everybody's got stuff going on. Everybody deals with that stuff in a different way. But sometimes the way they deal with it is not necessarily healthy or fair on the person they're talking to about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Audacity is at all-time high. Yeah.
Just resonated with me a little bit. That.
Yeah, it should resonate with me, to be honest.
It's like, I think we've spoken about it before, that window of tolerance. You know what I mean? So if everything's going well, you're happy, you're healthy, family's good, relationships are good, work, whatever, your window of tolerance is quite big. But when things start going a bit tits up or, something's not going quite right or whatever, that window of tolerance gets really small. And before you know it, you're kind of peeking through this tiny fucking little gap. Yeah. And it just takes the one thing to slam it shut and then the fucking world's going to end. You know what I mean? That's how it feels internally, innit?
Yeah. How do you stop somebody like offloading on you, Standish? How do you, you know what I mean? If there comes someone's, obviously someone's coming with negative vibes and just kind of offload, and then somebody who kind of sort of deserves to offload. You've got enough energy to kind of go.
Well, that's the bit you've got to assess, I think, and depending on who it is. So if it's somebody really close, sometimes asking a question, something like, do you want comfort or do you want solutions? Is helpful. Do you know what I mean? Because somebody's offloading on you.
Yeah.
You might have a real practical response to resolve that, but that's not what they want to fucking hear.
They just want to fucking just like...
I just need to get it off my chest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that case, they might just need a bit of comfort. But if somebody's got a problem that they're offloading on
you... Are you asking them, look, do you want comfort or solutions? Or are you just kind of going, does this person...
ask them.
You know what, shut up shop quick, won't it?
Wait, no, it's not about shutting them up. It's about understanding what they need to... Or it's about understanding their help, what they need. Yeah. What is it we're trying to do here? Do you just need to get it off your chest? Or do you want me to try and help you? Oh, fuck, I need some fucking help because I don't know what to do. Right, well, let's have that conversation then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, fucking... Yeah. Well, saying that's resonated with me as well, like...
But you've also, I think, sometimes got to be picky on who you allow to do that, because you might have somebody really close that you'll do it all day, every day, twice on a Sunday with. But then you might have somebody that you think, you only get in touch with me when you are offload. So that, you tend to learn that over a period of time. You just got to be really careful. Like Nick says, you've just got to be careful where your energy's going. You've got to be careful to protect it.
Yeah. I think I'm in tune with that now, to a point where I can, like I said, I've walked out the sauna this morning. They were just saying a couple of things. Most people just sat there, but I was just like, I'm not surrounding myself with what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, mate, I've done the same thing. I've done the same thing only a couple of weeks ago. But then I come out and I think, I won't even repeat the question because it's a very topical question at the moment. Yeah. And for somebody that I've never met before in my life to ask me a question like that, I just think, like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, because he doesn't know, the guy didn't know me. I could have blown up in that sauna and took great offence to the question he was asking me.
What do you do? I was sat there with my mate, and I said it loud on purpose. I said, mate, I'm getting out of here. I'm not listening to that. Ooh.
Not just. Or my other option was I sit there and have an argument with a stranger in a fucking sauna. Not interested, because this is at 6:15 in the morning. That's not. I don't want to start my day like that.
What do the old phrase about sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me? I've really started to think about that recently, and I think that phrase has fucked people up. I think words can hurt you, and me being in the sauna listening to something, even though it's not directed at me, can actually hurt my frequency. They're powerful words, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, I've been traumatised when I was little. I've been traumatised. You know, you still get triggered and stuff from words.
Yeah.
So that thing in there, I think has fucked a lot of people up. I think you should be really careful with your words.
I agree. But I think just as dangerous as words is no words.
What do you mean by that?
Silent treatment.
Yeah, mood.
Yeah, or, you know, being in a new place and, you know, so we were talking about love before.
Yeah.
I guarantee any new person that walked into love prior to their first class, somebody will welcome them, say hello, that's not staff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't remember who it was. Somebody said to me probably 12 months or so ago, if you ever want to test the culture of a business, sit in reception for 5 minutes as a stranger.
That's good, isn't it?
And see how many people go, he been sorted? Everything all right? Do you want a coffee?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everybody does that, love, don't they?
Yeah. But not... Well, everybody does it here.
Yeah.
Everybody would do that at my business.
Yeah.
But I've also been to businesses where I've sat there for 20 minutes and 15 people have walked past me and not even made eye contact. I think, fucking hell.
Yeah. There's a lot of that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That girl there who's doing the switching of the camera, Charlotte Eckersley, they put a post out yesterday, did you see it? Where
About
she did the Halloween
dressing
thing.
up outfit. Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
Loved it. And somebody said to me, that just shows what an amazing business you've created, that a girl can do that with a boss. And I said, I don't feel like Charlotte works with me, we work together and we have that banter and we'll be able to do that.
He's not giving you P45 or anything then, no.
No. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's people feeling comfortable to be themselves at work. So that's what Charlotte's done. She felt comfortable to make a joke and share it on social media and show some personality.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then it's also you not taking offence to that because of the relationship you've got with Charlotte. If there's somebody that you didn't have as good a relationship as you do with Charlotte that posted that on Instagram, your reaction would be different.
Yeah. Like love though, it's like you create this frequency, don't you, of like-minded people around you and stuff, and the ones who would not fit, they go somewhere else, don't they?
It's a tribe, isn't it? We're not, humans aren't designed and built to run around in the world by themselves. We come from tribes.
I love the reception bit, just sit in reception and watch. It's from other people looking outside, looking at Charlotte's done that within our business, kind of go, fucking hell, what an amazing culture you've built up there.
Yeah.
Not just sat there like...
Okay. But we're supposed to be in a tribe.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I mean...
What does a tribe mean to you? Like from a community, from being something part of bigger than yourself?
It's exactly that. It's being part of a group of like-minded people where you feel comfortable enough to be yourself. And that's it.
I had a Zoom the other day. I won't say who it was, but there was 20 of them on a Zoom, and I'd said something not out of turn. It was something that I believed in, and I thought, look, this is my perspective on this, and people didn't like it. And I thought to myself, like, look, if we're meant to work together, you'll get over that, and you'll realise that as part of a tribe and being part of a community means that we challenge each other. Absolutely. And we don't take offence to it, and it's not a personal thing. In order for us to grow and putting ourselves in uncomfortable conversations.
Yes.
Tough that one, mate, innit?
I had a similar conversation with Nick last week.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I'm sure you won't mind me saying, but the challenge or opportunity that we were looking at that wasn't happening.
Don't like using the word problem, do you?
Not really, no.
Challenge.
The thing that we were looking at that wasn't happening, I called him out on it and I said, look, answer me honestly, have you done everything you possibly can to influence that? And he said no. I was like, well, you can't be pissed off about it then. And he's like, yeah, fair enough. do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking right, I do it all the time, Matt. Yeah, I've done that, yeah.
Have you really
done it?
Yeah.
Look, not really, but...
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, and it's the same with... I think sometimes it's the same with, say, people in your friend group. So, an example I've used before is, in every group of friends, there is one that is the tight arse. That gets the beers off everybody else, and when it gets to their round, I'm going to get off now, lads.
Yeah.
Or... Do you know what I mean? There is a certain behaviour trait in every friend group, whether it's you're a bit tight, whether it's, I don't know, well, whatever. Let's just use the tight one for now.
Yeah, Will. That's Will. Okay.
That's Will, is it? Right. So, in that situation, when Will shows his tightness, why are you surprised? And then why do you get pissed off about it when you know it's going to happen?
That's weird, isn't it?
So think about what you could do. If you know that Will's the tight one and never gets around in, what do we do?
You gotta tell him, call him out.
Get the first one in. Come on, you fucking snuck off last time without getting a beer in. You can get the first one this time. It doesn't have to be you're a tight arse and we're going to fall out over it.
Oh, that was my first thing. That was my first fucking reaction to do something like that.
But it's the same with anything. If somebody, if somebody doesn't respond well to constructive feedback, and we know they don't respond well to constructive feedback, but we give them some and they react exactly how we knew they were going to react, and then we're pissed off about it that they've reacted in a way that we knew they were going to do. See what I mean?
I totally see what you mean.
So that's where it's then...
Does this come down to your sort of managerial skills, your leadership skills, that you've developed that over time?
Possibly, but I think it's more relationship skills, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's understanding what makes people tick, what influences their behaviour, what drives certain emotional or physical responses, whether that's words, like you say, whether that's actions, whether that's the delivery or whatever it is.
Yeah, the delivery is big, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. But this is why that circle that you have and the people that you have in that circle, it's really important to understand what those things are so that you can be in a successful tribe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the important bit, is understanding those elements. Because in every tribe there will be, take it back to right to the very start. There's mothers, there's hunters, there's builders, there's cooks. Do you know what I mean? And each person plays a critical part in that tribe, in the same way it does here, in the same way it does at Love, in the same way it does at my business.
Interesting dynamics, aren't they, then? Really interesting dynamics, because Lee had a little pop at me the other day, but I know what he's got on his plate, and I know what what's it. And I just left it. I'm just like, okay, man, I'll take it. There's no need for me in that situation right now to say something back to him to elevate his thing.
Yeah, but that again goes back to the parent, adult, child conversation that we talked about last time.
Yeah.
So Lee has a pop at you in a parent voice. I can't believe you've done that again, or whatever. I don't know what the conversation was.
Yeah.
Now, if you chose to respond in a parental way and go, well, actually, what I did say, it just doesn't go anywhere positive.
It goes nowhere.
No. Or if he said, I can't believe you've done that again, and you go, oh, it's not my fault, it was Charlotte's fault, and you go to child, that's not helpful either. But actually,
I still do that.
He says it, and you go to adult, and you go, right, I'll take it on board, mate.
That's sweet,
no
mate.
worries.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need anything else. I'll sort it. It's just killed it. Because you know in the back of your mind what he's got on his plate.
Yeah.
This is another thing that everybody's got to be mindful of, is the size of everybody's plate.
It's cool that when we fucking winners of tolerance is fucking like this, but if fucking when it's
really
that,
small,
fucking child comes in. It wasn't my fucking
Yeah.
fault. It's Charlotte fucking.
Yeah, it's really hard to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes if you've heard that saying before, haven't you? I've got a lot on my plate at the minute.
Yeah.
Well, you just said it,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
I've got
yeah.
a lot on my plate at the minute. So you might say, I've got a lot on my plate, and I say, I've got a lot on my plate, but your plate might be fucking that big. So your lot on your plate is a lot more than a lot on my plate, but what you have to consider is that they're both plates where shit's piling over the edge, so it doesn't matter. But you've just got to be aware of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. How do you manage that, you, day by day, in order to get your? I think we've talked about loads of times, mate. But to get your window of tolerance, what things you need to put in place? What are the things that you need to have your window of tolerance to its maximum, so you can take things on?
So it's still the training and stuff for me.
Is it?
Yeah. Still the training. Making sure I've got some time for myself. Making sure I've got family time. Do you know what I mean?
Was there anything new from last time that you've implemented?
Love.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I get more from that Wednesday night session than I do from training every day during the week. It's mad.
There is a reason why I called it love. You know, because it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is that internal love that everybody needs to give to themselves.
You know, you get people coming in those. We've got like a private members WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And we've had people in there. You just drop a message in saying, "I'm going to cancel off the class tonight. I'm really, really struggling with my anxiety, and I'm feeling like this." And you just watch everybody. Bam, bam, bam. Come on, I'll meet you. I'll come and pick you up. Let's do it together. Bam, 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 like that. That's what it's about.
That's what it's about.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you'll have somebody else will put in another time. Right, I've got 6 classes until my wedding, and I've got to get in my dress. So then they turn up and they're like, right, come on, we're going to get you in that dress. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
I fucking love it, mate. I love it. I did a class 2 Saturdays where they do the boxing, and then John, you've seen John, haven't you? Yeah.
Legend.
So I'm like, John, should we do this spinning together? Let's do this 3rd class together, like that. And then we ended up doing it bite to bite together, like. Yeah. I was just like, fucking hell, wow. I'm like, I'm not sure what this is, this feeling right now, but like, I've just inspired this amazing guy next to me. We've just done 3 classes together. That's 3 hours of training. I'm like, fucking hell. And I remember when he first started, he couldn't even run round the block. I'm like, fucking hell, what on me? I was just like, wow. This is, you can't describe it, can you? You can't describe it. It's not money, it's not anything. It's a feeling that if you've never experienced it, someone can't explain it to you.
But it's a tribe, mate, and people feel part of it. Do you know what I mean?
Let me come back to the word love then. Something I've been working on massively is sitting in stillness and asking myself like shitloads of questions. Why this? Why are you feeling like that? Why are you feeling like that? And having no music on, not training or anything, and just try to put like maybe a bit of more feminine into me. Because I've been training so hard. I put this external fucking suit of armour on, but really what needs sorting out is fucking little Tim inside. So I've been kind of talking to him a lot. What's that for you?
I don't know. What do you mean? I don't know.
What does that look like to you, from putting down the armour, putting down the combat, putting down almost like the meditation and kind of working on that side where you're kind of opening up your heart a bit?
Do you know what? It's funny. So a long time ago, I read a thing. I think it might be a Japanese thing. The Japanese say you have 3 masks. That all humans have 3 masks. One that you put on for the world.
Yeah.
One that you put on for your close friends and family, or you know, your tribe, and one that only you sees.
Ooh.
So it's kind of about what that mask is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
how do you get to that?
Well, again, I feel like I'm just sprouting shit off. I just had a podcast on in the car on the way over here. 2 lads that are both in recovery, that are both kind of gone through therapy, loads of trauma in their childhoods, you know, alcoholic parents, violent parents, all that sort of stuff. And he's just said on the podcast on the way over, how did he word it now? The work that needs to be done is in the place you never want to look.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. That's me, mate. Wake up in the morning, I have no TV on, no lights on, and I sit on the couch. And I'm sat there, and I'm like, why did you feel like that the other day? I'm just like, oh, no. I didn't want to I don't want to bring that up.
Why though?
It's too scary. It's what you just said then. It's like, I don't want to look there. I don't.
Yeah, but then if you don't, then you're going to be sat back on the couch in a dark room.
Yeah, I know.
In a year's time.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm doing it, mate. I'm doing it. I did a meeting the other day with a guy, Del. Shout out to our Del. And he's talking and he's saying about how his dog died. And what he was that traumatised by it. He went up and used to curl himself in the dog's bed, and his dad used to come up to him and say, "What are you doing, you little pussy? Come on, get out! You know what I mean?" And in that moment, something fucking hit me so hard, triggered me in my stomach. I'm just like, oh, fuck me, I can't deal with this right now. And then when I was driving, I asked myself the question, turned the stereo off, everything off. I'm just like, what's going on there, Tim? Why did that upset you so much? And then this thing came up when I think I was 20. I had one of my dogs put down. I went to the RSPCA, had my dog put down. But I was walking around the shop with him, pretending I was looking at cards. And then all of a sudden this guy came out, grabbed hold of my dog and just took him off. And I never had a chance to say goodbye to him.
Fucking hell.
And it traumatised me.
Yeah.
I won't be able to talk about it now. But because in that moment then, I asked that question and it came up, I just started crying. Standish, honestly, mate, I couldn't hardly drive. Crying. It must have gone for about 10 minutes. And at the end, I felt like I released my trauma. And now I'm able to share that story with you without getting really upset and it triggering me, which is beautiful.
But, I mean, I've never met Del.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to understand how that situation reared its head further into his life. Yeah. Because I don't want to speak too much about it because I'm not a psychologist or anything. Yeah. You can talk to Hannah Cullen, Dr. Hannah Cullen about this. She'll be able to explain it properly. Yeah. But that situation, and we could talk about a million similar ones. Del curling up in his dog's bed and his dad saying, come on, what are you doing, you pussy? Yeah. So that's negatively reinforcing that behaviour for him. Yeah. So him trying to address his emotional response to that situation and to then be called a pussy, it starts to subconsciously train your brain that showing that emotion makes you a fucking pussy. Yeah. So that thought will only get bigger over time. Yeah. And the further into your life you get, if it's not dealt with, that's when you end up. Yeah. And it all gets bottled up and comes out at some point somehow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, aye.
And it's not just like
because you go back to the mask one, mate. I'm sure he's all right saying I don't think Del likes the mask that he's got on when he's on his own. because the mask that you wear when you're on your own is, if you go up to the mirror and you can't stand and you're not like the person that mask you've got on is wrong. It needs changing.
Yeah.
I fucking love that, mate. That 3 mask thing. I'm just really, really grateful that I can get up in the mirror and be really proud of myself. Yeah. But it's doing this fucking work. What you just said about that fucking podcast, fucking
do you know what I mean? Though?
Yeah. But that's the work.
But you can apply that to You can apply it to anything. It's the same at work.
Yeah.
As a business owner, you know what needs to happen to make your business successful, but sometimes you don't want to fucking do it, or you don't want to look there because it means that person's got to go.
Yeah.
We've got to change how we do this, and that's going to upset that. But there's always some nutrition. I know I need to eat better, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to eat that. I don't want to go. I don't want to go and buy that. I don't want to buy a load of cookery books to find something. Do you know what I mean? But you know it needs to happen. You know it needs to happen. You just don't want to fucking look there.
Yeah.
Relationships, friendships, work, all of it. It's always in the place. You don't want to look for it. Every time. Innit? Yeah. Yeah. Weight loss. You know, talk to some of the people that come in the gym. I want to lose 5 stone. Right, okay, well, what we need to do, we need to get your nutrition on point. We need to be doing X amount of classes a week across weights and You know what I mean? I just want to lose weight. I don't want to do that. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of my belly. You need to stop drinking lager. do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm not doing that, but I still want to lose the weight.
Yeah. I want to get fitter. You need to stop vaping.
Yeah.
You don't really want to stop. You don't want to stop vaping. You don't really want to get fit, then, do you?
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always something somewhere like that. Yeah. You don't want to go digging in there.
What's one of the things that you'd like to work on yourself? One thing that you're doing at the minute. I'll come back to like that love question that I had before with you. What's that one thing that you'd like to work on?
So take love out of the picture.
Yeah.
It's just something that gives me.
Maybe I'm putting mine onto yours there, asking you what that love means to you. But I'm in this process of opening my heart up and not shutting people down and loving people.
I like the purpose that I feel I've got from love. So I'd like some more of that, whether that is more at love or other ways that I can get that similar or same feeling from. I wouldn't mind a bit of that.
It's just working with people, mate, innit? The coach side of you. You got an amazing coach side of you.
But it's hard, isn't it? You know, with your normal work life and finding time to do that.
Life.
And in general, yeah. It's finding the time to do it, but you know, again, I'm contradicting myself here because I haven't got the time. It's just another way of saying it's not a priority. I mean, I found the time to watch a documentary on Netflix for an hour last night and an hour the night before. So, you know what I mean? But but yeah, I think a bit more purpose. I think.
Yeah, it's big that, mate, isn't it? Where did you get to the Reiki side of it? I know you
didn't do anything with
Did
it.
you not?
No, well, tell a lie. I went for a couple of sessions.
Yeah.
I was talking to the lady that delivered it, that also delivers the training, the course. But over the space of a couple of weeks, I kind of just started getting a bit of a weird vibe. I don't know whether it was about her specifically or what I was doing, but I just kind of thought, maybe now's not the right time to do it. And I haven't really thought about it since then. So maybe it wasn't the right thing to be doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, we always say about your spidey senses, don't we? And it's like, you've got such a gift there, haven't you? But, you know, not necessarily if it is to do with Reiki, but, you know, to understand where people are at, to kind of go, oh, this person needs that little bit of inspiration right now.
Yeah, it was interesting. One of the guys that came in my class the other week, we'd done the full class. I won't say who it is or anything. He knows who it is if he's listening. But at the end of the class, I was like, "Hope you enjoyed that, mate." He went, "I really needed it. I really needed it." Like, that's all he said. I really needed it.
Did you know he needed it?
A little bit, but when he said that, I grabbed his arm. I was like, you sure you're all right? And he went, yeah, I'm all right, yeah. Grabbed his arm again. I was like, are you fucking sure you're all right? I'm not letting go of your arm till you tell me. He was like, yeah, I'm honestly, I'm all right. So I just dropped him a little message the next day and said, like, I can't remember what I put in it, but just wanted to just check in.
You're legit you, Standish.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're legit you.
And he came back and told me a couple of things that were going on. And it's, I don't know, I feel like I can see it in people, do you know what I mean? And it might sound a bit woo-woo and
we don't care.
Whatever,
but
I'm not arsed.
We don't give a fuck.
I'm not arsed.
Call me what you want, don't give a fuck.
Because that, you know, just that little exchange at the end of a class, he's probably walked out then and thought, you know, he might have thought, oh, fucking hell, he didn't know that. But he also maybe thought, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
and
he cares.
He
like
messaged
somebody
me back the next day and he was like, really appreciate you dropping me a message. It's this and this. And I was like, mate, I've got a couple of similar things that you know, and we did. We had some things in common that were going on in both of our lives at the same time. You know,
that shared experience.
Yeah.
Big that, innit?
Yeah.
That shared experience.
But I think that is because of the environment that he's in, that place in love.
Yeah. I was saying this to Nick, just like, one of the big things that I like about it, again, did a bit of work for some reason, I did it on the spin bag and just started crying, like proper full out crying. But I just felt so safe to do it.
Well, you seen it. Well, you talked to Nick on the podcast that you did with him when the young lady had the epileptic fit. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Just everybody wanted to help, and everybody waited around to make sure she was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some had to shoot off, some still wanted to train, and they're all messaging in the group, "How are you doing?" You know what I mean? There's genuine care in there. You just don't get that level of a tribe anywhere else. It's brilliant.
It's fucking so powerful, isn't it? That's just what I just like, you know, just in moments I just realise then, you know, the brand that Nick's got. I know, but then you realise when you know, talk to, you've just got a way of fucking saying stuff that really resonates with me, and like, it just stops and makes me think of what a brand really is. And it's that. It's not about fucking logo, your fucking website, your fucking photography looks like, I don't give a fuck. It's that. That's what your brand is.
Well, I think it was the first time I ever came on the podcast. If you can do something for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever, and you feel better at the end than you did at the start, then you should be over-indexing on it. And I guarantee every single person that walks into that place leaves feeling better than they did when they got there. Whether they've just come in for a coffee, whether they've come in to drop something off. Like, fuck me, I've seen a delivery guy come in and everyone be like, "Hey mate, yeah, no problem, yeah, just stick it over there." You know what I mean? Well, what is this place?
Yeah, it's a cult. This is a cult.
You can't drop that unless you get tattooed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
Fucking Guru Phillips, like that. Okay, fucking cult leader.
Yeah. It's not a cult, by the way.
It's not a cult, we're just saying that. But, yeah. So, let me talk to you about that again. I'm just going to kind of sort of maybe reword it. It's like, I go into love, right? And my sort of relationship with fitness and working out has totally changed now. I was doing it at one point to put this fucking bearded, fucking tattooed man suit on to sort of protect myself and protect people around me. Where now it's more about being proud of myself that I can get through a workout.
So that's the difference. So you used to do it because you had to.
Yeah.
But now you do it because you get to.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Right. And how do you know? Because it's like, for me, it's work, and it's good work, but the real work is doing that, going to the place where it's not up to us, is it, to say what people should do? What people get from that? Do they know that it's just? Obviously I can't sort of like proper get my words out because I still need to talk about it. That's why I wanted to talk about it with you. What fitness and working out is for people, and
There's there's loads of different perspectives that you can take on it. You can take a scientific perspective, so you can go down the route of exercise releasing endorphins, giving you an authentic dopamine shot, and we can talk about the chemical reactions in your body to that. Obviously, you can talk about the anaerobic element and muscle growth, weight loss, all that kind of stuff as well. But there's science to say that I can't remember how they worded it now, but they've basically proved that training in groups is better for the mind and body than training by yourself. And it is solely because you're in that tribal environment of you getting through it together. Like you said, you really enjoyed my class. Now, if you were the only person in that class and it was just me and you wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. They're all shouting at each other, encouraging each other, especially when that body bag comes out, mate.
There's not one negative feeling in there, is there?
No.
Everyone is literally encouraging each other and
scream, come on, get up, all shouting.
Music
pick it back
so
up.
tribal, innit?
Yeah.
Just like to the tunes and that.
Yeah. So look, you can read till your heart's content on the benefits of exercise, both physically and mentally. But it's not just exercise in there. You know, there's genuine relationships formed, friendships formed, and it is through that tribal element of training together. Have you ever burst out into tears on a bike at one of the other gyms you train at?
No.
What does that tell you?
I definitely have that same feeling when I'm training on my own, when I'm just like kind of going to the gym. It's like, you know, come back to your class, mate. I fucking started off in the pads with you. I was just like, fuck. At the end of it, was it a minute round? Like
a minute and a half.
I was there.
I do, yeah.
Minute and a half, right? I was there. At the end of it, it was like, shit. I've got
19 more stations here.
I've got another 45 minutes. But what it helped me do was not, you know, other people like within life and stuff that will complain, oh, fucking, you know what I mean? But you just kind of got to look, it is what it is. You've just got to kind of crack on. I'm in a deep end here. I can't fucking breathe. I'm fucking what's it? And I'm going around the station, I can hear you fucking saying stuff. Tim, hit it hard. And I want to turn around and go, fucking you hit it harder. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? But I didn't, and it come back for the child thing that you were saying, and then I was like, no. But then I get into the real life, and it helps me in the thing not to react when Lee says something like that. Working in the gym and doing that helps me in real life.
Because it's made your window of tolerance bigger, because you think, if I can get through a 20 station brutal circuit with my tribe, somebody pulling out on me in the road or saying the wrong thing to me or whatever, or, you know, an angry client or whatever, it equips you to deal with it. Whether that's consciously or subconsciously, I would say it's probably more subconsciously, but
I think it is more subconsciously, definitely. The consciously part was the lad who used to train and like do the fucking bicep curls and shit to kind of look a certain way, so people looked at him to say, oh, I can't hurt him.
Well, I just think like there might be somebody in that class that was nervous to come in, thinking, like, don't feel like I'm in the best shape. I'm probably not going to be fit enough. You know, whatever the kind of challenging thoughts are that they've got ahead of them coming to the class. But then you go in that room, it's dark, the music's booming, you've got another 10, 15 people in there with you, all going through the same thing together, encouraging each other, helping each other, showing each other, experiencing that class together. You're not getting it anywhere else. But then that person that felt nervous to come in the class might feel a little bit more confident about delivering a presentation at work, because they think, well, I've just done that with 15 strangers. I can go and smash that interview. I can go and deliver that presentation. Do you know what I mean? Because we put them through it in them classes.
Oh, proper.
In a good way. Do you know what I mean?
There's mirrors in there, but they're not there for anything. They just fucking steam up. You're like, and I love that. It's dark. You fucking, most of the time, your eyes are shut. Just fucking like getting through it.
For it, yeah.
But you can feel everybody's energy around you. I'm like, whoa.
Well, this goes back to the benefit of training in a group.
Yeah. I never thought about that, to be honest. And it mad that. Although I've done a lot of classes in the past and stuff, there is something. I mean, Farmer Strong's exactly the same. Exactly the same. But I think because it's so outside, I feel like the energy's sparser. But within Nick's, because the studio's there, fucking energy's like
locked in when the doors are shut.
You're like, fucking hell, fire. And then he's got the fucking drum and bass, and it's like boom, 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 boom. You're like, fucking hello.
Yeah. But there's other bits where, so I don't know, for example, the competitiveness that you might have. So say me and you were doing that. Well, we've done a class together. I think we did Jilly's class, didn't we?
Yeah.
So if I'm on an exercise and you're on a bag, and I've just watched you blast a full round without stopping, in the back of my head I'm thinking, well, you didn't fucking stop then, so I'm not stopping. You know what I mean?
I love that. Yeah.
Or whatever. If you've blasted out more in a Love Strong class, I'm thinking, you ain't fucking beating me. In a good way, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's hard to distinguish that, isn't it? Because it's like, me training with you, like, our pure intention is to fucking elevate each other, not fucking go, well, he's done that, fucking, I'm going to do this, and just fucking, how do you fucking stop yourself from doing that? I don't know.
Yeah. But again, it goes back to, that's what you get training in a group.
That's what you get on Love Fitness, because he's putting that frequency out there. The frequency that are coming back are people who are there to elevate each other, not for ego or to look in the mirror.
No egos in there, mate.
And that's the difference, isn't it? Every single one person in there wants to elevate each other.
Where I, outside of Love, where I train at Daywalkers MMA.
Yeah.
So it's the same in there. There's no egos in there. There are some absolute killers in that. Oh my God. One of the slogans between some of the fighters, nobody fucking cares, work harder. Wow. And there are
what are you going to do about that?
There are some killers in there, mate. But it's the same thing. Everybody pushes each other. Expectations are high of each other and everyone. You know what I mean?
There's lots to be said about martial arts, isn't there? And the sort of combat industry.
Yeah. Well, look, I think I said it in the first time I ever did this. There's only a few things allow me to switch off from what's going on in the rest of my life. One is like the meditation side of things. One is cooking, and one is combat sports. And the reason is, so take meditation out for a minute, but cooking and combat sports, you have to concentrate on what you're doing. When you're cooking, you've got that. This is cooking there, and that's going to bleep in a minute, and you've got all these different things going on at once. If I'm stood there making a Sunday lunch, for example, and I'm thinking about what I'm going to say in my meeting on Monday morning, chances are I'm going to fucking burn something. And it's the same with combat sports. If you're busy thinking about what's going on outside of the gym, somebody will punch your fucking head off.
It's about being present.
Absolutely. That's what it gives you. You cannot be thinking about anything else. And it's the same at Love. It's the same in any combat sports gym, whether it's Anarchy MMA, round the corner here, another amazing gym, Andy Batewell's gym. You have to be present in there. You have to be.
Which allows you to, in real life, when you're having conversations, to be present with somebody.
Absolutely.
And not going...
Not listening to respond.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens. That's what a lot of people do. They'll sit in a conversation like this.
Yeah.
Particularly on a podcast, for example. I remember the first time I was coming on this podcast, this me being brutally honest, I was thinking, I've never done a podcast before. I was trying to think of all these, one-liners, all this really, what I perceive to be really smart-ass comments, and I'm thinking, little notebook down here, here's one for you. Do you know what I mean? But then when you sit down and start talking, It's about being present
in
in the conversation.
Yeah.
And it's that requirement of presence. It's you need to be present in the gym or when you're cooking because you're gonna get fucked up if you don't.
Yeah.
But you also need that presence in the gym to help you kind of figure out what's going on away from the mat, away from the studio. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I've done it for so long.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in fighting. No interest in fighting whatsoever.
You like the process of it. You like the training. You like the mental sort of like aptitude side of it.
Yeah.
The discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah. The code of ethics.
But I like the confidence it gives as well. You know, like if we were out having a beer and it all kicked off, I wouldn't melt and think, oh my God, what are we going to do? I'd think, well, if it spills over here, we'll be all right.
And you can obviously protect your loved ones and stuff like that if anything goes south.
Yeah.
A lot to be said about that, isn't there?
Oh, 100%. You know, some of the, like, obviously depending on where I train, you get a different vibe in every gym, but the basics remain the same. There's no dicks, no ego. Everybody's there to work hard, train hard, and learn something. The basics, but every gym's got a different vibe. I forgot what I was saying now, but I think the reason I've stuck it out for so long is because I do get so much out of it, and it's training in groups. It's getting there, and it's your favourite training partners turned up. So there's always that little nod, me and you.
Yeah, sound.
It's them bits.
Yeah. I love that. Let me what did you send me the other day? You sent me a fucking text thing, and it just like I was like, oh shit, and it was something me and you talked about. Where are you? Ryan Standish, here we go. I always heard my parents talking shit about me after I went to bed. So now I always make sure that after bedtime my daughter can hear us through the door talking about all the good things she did that day and how proud of her we are. Sick that, innit?
So just so you know, that's not me slagging my daughter off. That's just something I read.
Yeah. I get it, but like you said, it's the adult we needed when we were a kid, innit? And it goes back to what we just said before about sticks and stones. But fucking words can fucking really hurt you, man. So be careful of them.
But again, this is this. I don't want to go too much into the psychology because if I'm honest, I don't fully understand the whole thing of it.
Just your perspective on it, innit?
So I've read a bit about social learning theory, where, for example, if your mum and dad were both raging alcoholics, and you're the child in that situation, you kind of learn their behaviours and learn what certain triggers might be, or how their behaviour affects you. But then that social learning theory is how you can potentially take what you've learned from that situation and apply it to your own life, whether that be positive or negative. So I gave a negative example there. But if you've grown up in an amazing family home and felt completely loved your whole childhood, then that might be the bit that you've socially learned that you then apply to your family further down the line.
Yeah.
But then kind of coming into that as well is this, what I said before about positive and negative reinforcement. So Del curling up in the dog bed and his dad calling him a pussy is a negative reinforcement of what I would say is a positive behaviour, trying to kind of get in touch with that emotion and deal with it. To be then called a pussy is like, I better not do that again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, bullshit.
Or if, say, me and you as teenagers, I go and steal a car and you're fucking telling everybody how much of a mint guy I am because I've nicked this car and everybody's fucking applauding me because I've got
another car and another car.
I'm just going to think, oh God, I like this. I'm going to go and get another one.
Yeah.
So all these things that kind of come into that childhood and you growing up as a child, like you talked about feeling abandoned and because you felt like that, now you've got this overprotective thing of everybody. Me
So they don't fend for themselves.
Me being made to feel like shit, so I'm very conscious of not making people feel like shit.
Yeah.
Is all exactly that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If some little kid sat in bed at night, all they can hear is their mum and dad slagging them off downstairs. What are they going to do with that?
What are they going to do with that?
But that's a real positive reaction.
Yeah, you use it as fuel, don't you?
Some people do, and some people don't.
Yeah.
Some people think that's normal.
Right.
So she's done well.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, I can't remember the name of him. But there might be another kid that's grown up thinking that's okay, and is now doing the same to their kid, because that's the social learning bit where they've picked up that behaviour and carried it through their life. And it's just there's so many different things can filter in to change your perspective or to influence the behaviour or whatever. It's mad. It's so interesting, all of it. You need to pick Hannah's brain when she's on, because she'll be like all over that. She'll understand it all and be able to probably explain it better than me.
Explained it perfectly. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. It's just, you've got to be so mindful, keep asking yourself questions, is this right? And try and change those patterns if it's not serving you.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, you know, sometimes when you hear people say words hurt, you think, oh, fucking come on. Don't be a fucking snowflake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for example, if I was called a useless dickhead all my childhood, and 20 years later somebody called me a useless dickhead, and it fucking took me right back to that point, and I had a really bad reaction to it. Do you know what I mean? In that sense, they do.
Yeah.
But there's got to be, I think for me, you have to be careful, because I think that it can go too far and be like, come on.
Yeah. I think you've just got to be sort of like mindful of what you say. Well, obviously, you know, we love a bit of banter and stuff around here.
You've just got to know your audience.
Yeah.
You've got to know your audience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I first started going up to Love, it took me a couple of weeks because I'm shit at remembering names, especially in bulk.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it took me a couple of weeks to remember who everybody is and start getting to know everybody a little bit better. You know what I mean? But I know what I can say and can't say in there, and I know what jokes we can make, and I know, you know, what buttons I can push with certain people, you know, because the scope of individuals that come to that place, you've got everything: truck drivers, police officers, nurses, teachers, super high corporate bodies. You've got everything in there, everything. Yeah. And the banter you might have with a truckie will be very different to the banter you might have with a police officer, who also might be very different than you might have with a, you know, market leading headhunter. You know what I mean? But
there's power in that, isn't there, about being able to change yourself or the environment. It's not changing yourself. No.
It's not changing yourself. It's being mindful of your environment. Yeah. It's just being mindful of your environment. But there is, I wouldn't call it change, I'd call it flex.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so if I'm talking to, it even sounds stupid saying this. So if I'm...
No, it's not, because people find it so hard to communicate.
Right, but here's the thing though. So if I'm in work, I might flex my approach between how I deal with my team versus how I deal with a big client. That's just a flex because we're being professional, etc., etc., etc. Well, professional with a team to an extent.
Yeah.
But
it's a different flex.
It's a different flex. But in a social situation, let me ask you, why would you flex your approach in a social situation based on what somebody did for a living?
I'll be honest with you, mate. I don't really. Well, you know me.
See, I don't think I do.
No, I don't. I'm kind of the same.
But.
Maybe, I don't know.
So you're in the class.
Yeah.
You talk to everybody in the same way.
Yeah.
If you come out of any class, any gym, whatever.
Yeah.
And blue chip company collars you outside love.
Yeah.
CEO of a blue chip company.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about rebranding my business.
Right, sweet.
Would you talk to that person in the same way as you would if somebody collared you outside love that said, I'm thinking of starting up a business, but I don't know where to start?
Yeah.
So your approach would be exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
See, that's what it should be.
All right, sound.
That's
right.
what it should be. That's exactly what it should be. But there is this.
Like I said, I went on that Zoom with 20 people, and I'm just myself, where most people would have turned into almost yes and kind of play in the room and try to please. But I'm just like, I can't be anything but myself, and it's not going to be pretty, and it's going to hurt. So
I've seen it before where it's been like, oh, hi Tim. Oh, it's great to see you.
Yeah.
Hope business is doing well.
Yeah.
Hey, fucking hell, Charlotte, you dickhead.
Yeah, no.
I get it to an extent,
Yeah.
but it's this switching your mask thing.
Interesting that, mate, innit? That 3 mask thing, you come back to that again.
I feel like I've just waffled a load of shit there.
You've not all. It makes perfect sense. Every time I fucking talk to you, just like fucking, my mind just goes, what the fuck?
But I like going to places where outside the door doesn't matter. So whether it's daywalkers, anarchy, love, whatever, when you're in that building, in that class, nobody gives a flying fuck if you're the Prime Minister or...
Yeah. Everybody's on the fucking same
unemployed.
level. Yeah, you're absolutely right, mate, aren't you?
Because the minute you walk through that door...
Don't give a fuck.
Everybody is there.
On the same level. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I don't...
So, like you said, I mean, I suppose it's easier for me because I can be that because I've owned my own business and I've kind of, I'm the same with everybody, to be honest. But there's probably people in that class who aren't like that and they really like it. They come in the place and everybody's on the same level as them.
Yeah.
Which is almost such a powerful thing, isn't it?
It's like an unspoken agreement, which makes it even more tribal.
Yeah.
So nobody signs a waiver to say, I promise not to be a bellend.
Yeah.
They go in there and people just understand that is how we operate in that place.
I never thought of that.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So nobody goes in there going, oh, well, I'm a corporate headhunter and I'd rather not be training next to Tim.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen.
No, it don't happen.
Like if I said to you, tell me what jobs everybody does that you know what love.
I haven't a fucking clue.
Exactly.
Meant that, innit?
Yeah, but that's exactly how it should be.
You just turn up as yourself, can't you?
And the only reason I know is because it's come up in conversation with people that I've had a conversation with. Or I've had a couple of people add me on LinkedIn and that's the way I've found out what they do. Because in there, I don't care what you do. That's not why you're here.
But you're exactly the same with your other job, aren't you? You're exactly the same, aren't you?
Yeah. Well,
you don't change.
Mate, I've said to you before, your title means nothing.
Nothing, does it?
Nothing. It's how you treat people and the value you bring to a business or value you bring to your relationships. Your title means
relationships,
absolutely nothing.
Yeah, relationships. It's everything, isn't it? Business, life.
Yeah.
And relationships is how you build a reputation. And that's really what this is all about. That's what that's all really a brand is reputation. And you only do that through relationships.
What people say about you when you're not in the room, mate.
Yeah. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you again, mate.
Thanks for having me on again.
Love
Do
you.
I get a hat-trick ball?
I don't know if it's a ball. I feel like it could be like a little trophy or a medal or something that I might fashion. Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye.